Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to video number 5 in the Ink Flight 22 series. We're doing red wine today, and I've been looking forward to this one. Let me hold it up so you can see it. This just interests me so much, and it happens to be one of the color families I really enjoy, sort of a burgundy-ish, pinkish, you know, you can almost see it as purple even, depending on how you look at it. But this has been a lot of fun for me, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. So let's get right in here and see how it does in the water. So far, all of these are coming out where you can still read them after they go in the water, which is, you know, we don't see that every single, across every single ink. Usually they disappear like normal fountain pen ink, and they're not readable after you give it a bath. That's a pretty severe test. So this is the Gogung, which was this one, kind of a brownish, purplish. It was a real complex ink as well. And you can still read it, but it's that greenish, yellowish kind of, you know, left over on your on the sample. So let's dive right in and let's read what they said on the Ink Journal itinerary there about red wine. It says, this deep burgundy red color has a mellow shading quality and goes down smooth. Seems like I already read that. Yeah, I bet I did when I was talking about it ahead of time. Okay, so we filled up one spread and we're starting another one. And here it is. This is the Rhodia Gold book with that beautiful smooth kind of ivory paper. And here it is. It's available at Anderson Pens and also at Goulet for very similar. I think it's the same price for the bottle, and we're talking about just a little difference. Anderson does have it $1.75 right now today for a 3 ml sample. And it's in that ballpark, I think, or if not the same for the Goulet one, but you get 2 mils. So in this right here is in the stub, the 1.1 millimeter stub. And I thought it was real stunning in that, really nice. And then I switched over to the Heinz pen with the fine Yowo nib, and you can still, it's very readable and everything. I think that the lighting is making it appear to you darker than I'm seeing it, but not by much. It's pretty realistic, I think. So let's dive right into some more notebooks. Here is the little one that came as a pen goodie in my Ink Flight box. Some time ago, and this is where I'm doing kind of a little gratitude, and I love how this paper truly does hold the ink well, and it also seems to retain what it really looks like, and I don't think it bled through at all. No, it didn't even bleed through. That was a joy to write with. It's just so nice and bright, and again, it may not be perfectly exact on your screen. It depends on your device too. But this was really nice to write on. This paper is fantastic. And then next is the Cafe Note, which is from Nanami Paper Company, and it has Tomoe River paper in it. This is my tracking for my intermittent fasting and low carb lifestyle. I'm not going to call it a diet. So on this side is the stub, and on this side is the fine nib. And I was happy with both, but I was really feeling like I almost went ahead and got another pen and tried to do a medium, but I really wasn't finding I had enough ink. I mean, the 2 mils goes pretty quick. And I wrote some letters with this, and I wrote quite a bit with it, and then I put maybe a half of a converter full in the Heinz pen, so I thought, oh, I'm just going to make another pen to clean out. But the fine was okay. It didn't drag or anything like that. But I just felt like it looked like, oh, I need to adjust my glasses because it's, you know, it's lighter than I like. But I think you can tell that it definitely can be read and it's nice and everything. So there's that one. And now we can dive right into the papers. First one up is Tomoe River paper, 52 gram. Nice and smooth on that. This is my favorite paper of all kinds of papers. If I could, I'd probably I'd have everything with this, you know, and I find plenty of places to buy the little insert type notebooks, but I kind of like a more larger, substantial one, and they're harder to find, and when you do, they're $50 or $26 or something, it seems like. But I may have to settle for the little insert ones, because this looked real nice, I thought, with both. Okay, and then Leuchtturm, which is my preferred bullet journal paper. I thought it looked good on there too, and it was nice. It was a smooth writing experience. Very good. And then on Clairefontaine, oh, we're filling this one up. This is the 90 grams. It's a smaller notebook I have. We're filling it right up, so we'll be going to the back for the next one. Looks really good and holds right up in that stub, but then with the fine nib, I didn't like it as much. And that's just repetitive. That's just me, I think. This paper, I like it, but I need a really wet noodle for a nib in order to enjoy the writing experience. So it needs to almost be broader more for me to enjoy it. And then this is the Rhodia dot pad. I started to write the ink from yesterday. So we got a nice little smear test there. That's pretty, actually. I need to stop being worried about messes, because that actually is a good mess. There it is with the stub, and there it is in the fine nib. Just slightly less dry of a paper. Not by too much, though. Doesn't make too much difference. Still was nice. And then on the CVS caliber paper, I thought it was okay in the stub, but I didn't like it at all in the fine nib, although that was purely me. There was nothing, there was no skipping, no really difficulty there. That was just pure preference. I didn't like it on that paper. And here it is on Office Depot College Ruled paper. And it's good, just like I've been saying all along. I really haven't found any except for the purple gray was just not, it wasn't good on here. But the rest of these are nice and smooth on here, and even in the fine nibs. So, and let's see if we had any. No, we didn't have any bleed through, just a little bit of shadowing up above my thumbs there. Okay, so I did a dedicated panel for today, but let's take a peek on this. Huh! Today it's looking like it's going to be real typical like the rest of these have been. You're not going to lose the writing, but it's definitely, you've lost the color already. So, okay, so here's the panel. This was fun. A lot of fun to dig out and see, what it most resembled and where we're at. And at times it got way off the deep end. Like I chose Robert Oster Hippo Purple. Oh, I've got ink all over. And it really doesn't have any resemblance. I don't know what I was thinking. But I did notice that a couple of these are very similar in some ways. I like the KWZ Brown Pink in comparison, because here we are. This is today's ink. And I also liked how Platinum Lavender Black looks like it, but it doesn't move around as well with the water, so it's more stable when you introduce water, so it's not as good for artists and things like that. Unless you're wanting your writing to stay down a little bit better. But, it moves around, just doesn't move around that much. So, a lot of these are all so unique. They really are. But that just shows you that there's quite a range here. and this is very unique. Today's ink with what happens when it comes out. And we're going to see that even better on the visual journal experiment there. But gosh, it just, there's a lot to see here. And of course it got Diatramentis elderberries much brighter, much more burgundy-ish. And it makes, because of that, it makes this look almost purple to my eye. But my camera and lighting is brightening it a little bit for you. I wish it wasn't like that. Let's see. I don't know what we have to do to get it to... Yeah, it's pretty difficult. And if I turn the overhead light off, or it's not overhead, it's to the side, then it really, really changes it. I already tried that. So, I think we just have to kind of go by comparison. The Monteverde Rose Noir is still a favorite of mine. It has those blue tones that come out. And it's very much reminiscent or similar, and yet it's got its own color. Wow. These are all pretty unique, actually. When I look at these, especially the KWZ Brown Pink, the Monteverde Rose Noir, the Three Oysters Red Wine, they're very unique inks. I put Kobe No. 6 Bordeaux because that's a really pretty ink too, and it goes over into the maroon, but it's kind of part way. It's not quite as bright as elderberry there. So I just thought this was fun. It just dried. I'm doing it right hot off the press here. I was writing a pen pal letter and waiting for this to dry, and sure enough it did. So they have to completely dry first, or else you're going to get you know, something else, not the final color. So hopefully this was useful to you. I like the ink. It doesn't tempt me to buy a bottle though, because I'm still hooked on this one. And if I remember right, there was a little bottle of that's available. So if I get back to pen money again, it's kind of like Christmas shopping time right now. So I have to think of others. So, okay, there's that. And then we'll talk about what's next. And then I have a couple little things to say thank you for. And I hope I'm not forgetting anything, because... Okay, so next is going to be this blue down here in the left-hand corner, Mint Cobalt. Wow, that's pretty. That's got red sheen going on, and it's got some really fantastic stuff that happens, which reminds me, I knew I forgot something. Let's go back and let's look at red wine on the visual journal. We're okay, though. We know that next is going to be Mint Cobalt. Okay, so... here it is. The visual journal experiment went pretty well. Out came a whole bunch of pink, and all the little middle tones there of purple, and then it retained a lot of maroon, dark, deep, and some yellow came out, which we're seeing that. That's like the final thing here with the water test, and it's kind of a mustard color, and there it is. It did come out on this. This isn't really chromatography, but it's definitely what happens when you put water first and then you put a drop of ink. This is what you're seeing. Just in case you're new. I know most of my viewers have seen me do this dozens of times now. So that's pretty neat how it operated. I liked it. And this almost looked like a Z. If I was going to go in and do something with it, I might actually put some darker highlights in and create a Z for my... you know, well, for Zorro, or for my last name. I have to practice Z's a lot because of my name, Signs. So, anyway, for what that's worth. So, we'll be coming back with the beautiful blue, and we only have 2 more. So, who knows? We may finish out before Thanksgiving. It's next Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the United States, so we're just a few days away. Actually, we're less than a week away from that holiday, so we may finish. So, I just wanted to pull out a couple of things that have been coming in my mail and say some thank yous. And some of these I've had a while, but not too long. But I just want to say big thank you to all the pen friends who've sent me little things. Got this one here, a cute little notebook. It came a long way. I'm not going to give away all the details here. I know exactly where it came from, and so does the person who sent it. But this was just such a surprise. It came in an envelope with a letter from a long ways from overseas. So, and then this little one here is a Morriman, and I think that's similar to that other one that I've been using, but I'm not sure. I need to study these. I need to do pen tests in the back. And then I can come back and talk about these notebooks, because I think it's really neat. It says Made in Japan. They're like little samplers. And then in here, came in a tin. This is not a letter. This is actually more sample paper that came in the tin. This just came in today. And it's got a little pen and gear composition notebook. So I can't wait to try this and see which fountain pens like it, and you know, which nibs and everything, and that'll be fun. Maybe that's the makings of a little video to talk about some of these notebooks. And then here's another one by the same company, Pen and Gear Spiral Bound Notebook. So this is neat. I mean, viewers, pen pals, friends, thank you very much for sending these things. I've got another one here, or 2 more on the bottom. This is a caliber one, so I'm very familiar with this paper, and so are you, because it is the one that we do, it's this one that we do on our pen tests. And we know that we lose just a little bit of color if we're in a, like say a fine or a medium nib or an extra fine. But there's nothing that these notebooks won't take. these notebooks you don't have to worry about what you have in your pen. The only one I ever think it came close to going through was Noodler's Blue Bonnet or something like that, but all my regular pens have worked on it, and this is a really nice one with like a folder in the front and assignment spaces and some kind of, you know, it's really nice. And I'll save any kind of reviewing for when I'm used to them and have tried them. And then there were 2 paper clips in there too, a little ink bottle and a fountain pen nib. And then this one also came, this is from Staples. Oh, I already put away, let's see. I put away the paper, but I put the paper about it in here so I wouldn't lose it. Here it is. Because I thought if I lost it, then I'd be not able to find them again if I like it. Gold Series writing pad. She put that in there so I could tell what it was. So I can't wait to find out, you know, do a pen test. I actually wrote with one of my, I guess it was the fine nib. I made a list of the packages I need to mail out and everything for Christmas. We have family in Florida, Arizona, Vermont, Virginia. So it's a busy time. It is a busy time. Okay, so that was the notebooks and things. And then I couldn't remember. I don't think I showed these. These are 5 more ink samples that came from another pen friend. Some really unusual ones that I need to look into. But this was one. Koh-i-Noor Green. Noodler's Blue Nose Bear. See if I could tilt it a little. The lighting is brightening these up just a little. There's another one of that brand, which I'm not familiar with yet. Koh-i-Noor Document Madri, or Blue. That's pretty. They're all pretty, but these are, I don't know anything about this yet. I've got to learn. As you can imagine, it's been pretty busy with the inks we're studying, but I can't wait to find out more about these. This one is Vintage Schaefer Script number 52, Permanent Royal Blue. Very interesting. It almost looks gray to me, but it's interesting. And then this is Hero Carbon Blue. And I guess that had passed under my radar. I didn't know that Hero made, you know, fountain pen ink. I just didn't know, that's all. But this is, thank you very much. The person probably already got the thank you. But I just wanted to publicly say thank you to all my pen friends. This is just really going to be so much fun to study these little notebooks. There's nothing I love more, and I also like to share that stuff with you guys. So when we break between, when we finish this panel, I might start doing some just single videos like I used to. You know, maybe not reviews, maybe just show and tell and see what happened and what the little experiments on some of these notebooks and things. That might be fun because we're getting into the really extremely busy time of year. So, I'll see you next time with Min Cobalt. Sorry for going on long, but hopefully that was fun for you to see those little notebooks too. And I'll be back with the next video shortly. Bye for now.